So just to be super clear, to get the lingo right, you are not claiming that consciousness is an illusion. It's real in the same sense that the patterns that we talked about are real. I mean, these concepts of experiences play a useful role in how we explain what we go through.
Well, I'm glad you asked that question.
Or not.
Because
let's get it right.
Because I like the term illusion.
Okay.
And I think it's a generational thing. I think that the younger generation has no trouble with illusion as a positive term, as in the user illusion. Consciousness is a user illusion. In fact, the manifest image is a user illusion. It's nature's way of simplifying the world for us. In the same way that software engineers have brilliantly created these metaphorical icons and sound effects. And think of how badly you would misunderstand a computer if you tried to figure out how computers work by simply extrapolating from the user illusion.
Yeah, taking literally the files on your desktop.
That's right. The user illusion is a brilliantly designed, the user illusion of a laptop or a smartphone is brilliantly designed to exploit your perceptual and locomotory and hand dexterity powers and your audition too, your hearing, to permit you to perform things you want to do ignorant of the details of how it's going on. Same thing is true in your brain. The one difference is that there's no screen because there's no eyeball in there. So if you want to know who is the victim of the illusion, no, who's the beneficiary of the user illusion.
But now I'm a little confused because we agreed that elements of the manifest image are oftentimes real.
Well, yeah, they're real illusions.
Okay, they're real illusions.
Well, they're
maybe the vocabulary is not up to the task.
Is,
so consciousness is both real and an illusion.
Yeah, and
it's a trick. Maybe trick is a better word than illusion. Maybe trick is a better word than illusion.
Well, yeah. For years I've been saying consciousness is a bag of tricks. It's a whole lot of different tricks. It's not one big, galumphing metaphysical trick. It's a whole lot of engineering tricks. And those engineering tricks create an agent that has instant, reliable, dexterous, fluent use of a huge array of representations. The agent, one, doesn't need to know how those representations are created, or, in this case, even where they are or whether they have the properties they seem to have. Here's a way of thinking about it. Think of stage magic. I like to use examples from stage magic. Mm-hmm. There's a sort of honor code among magicians. You're supposed to show something, show not tell. You haven't done a trick if you've simply bribed the audience. or we can test our intuitions here. What would you think of a magician that used mass hypnosis and simply could hypnotize the whole audience and then, have flaming elephants dancing on their toes and no display at all. Nothing on the stage. The magician is all alone, but everybody is just going ooh and ah. We'd say, well, that's a sort of cheat.
Doesn't really count, yeah.
That doesn't really count. Well, why not? So instead of hypnosis, let's do it scientifically. Hypnosis is a perfectly real phenomenon, but let's say that you've got a magician who says, I now ask people to wear a special headset to my magic shows. And this is a headset which simply beams, I'm going to keep it dead simple, just beams directly to occipital cortex V1, the sort of first major wave station for all visual information. And it can simply create hallucinations there. This is bypassing the eyeballs. Photons, eyeballs, no longer part, but everything else, it could be from the optic nerve. Maybe what he's doing is he's simply captured the optic nerve with his device. Everything from the optic nerve in is as it would be if there was a flaming elephant standing on its trunk. Would that be magic? Yeah. But at least we now have people that were darn tootin' sure that they had seen an elephant standing on its trunk on the stage. Question: would they have qualia? No, we've thrown away the screen. There's no more room. They think they have qualia.
They think they've seen the elephant, but they haven't seen the elephant. They think they've had the experience of seeing the elephant.
That's right. Well, they have had the experience of seeing an elephant. It's a bogus experience because there was no elephant out there. But I mean, if we take the whole phenomenon from the light hitting whatever's on the stage up through the eyes and through to the conviction center, to what people will swear on a Bible they saw. At every point, we could, in principle, intervene and lay out the food for the consumers at the next level. And it might be very, very late. And if it was very, very late, you might get some very anomalous things like, this is weird. I could have, for a moment there, I could have sworn that there was an elephant on this stage. It just sort of hit me, but no details or anything. I mean, we do have experiences like that.
Sure. Oh, yeah. So there's a sense in which consciousness is real. There's also a sense in which it's an illusion.
Yeah. And in particular, there's the theorist's illusion.
Okay. What's that?
The theorist's illusion is what the theorist may have and the dog doesn't. The dog doesn't think it has qualia.
Right.
The theorist does. That's just false. That's an artifact of bad theory.